What's up, everyone? Frozen Shinobi back again with episode 3 of my Infinity Evolved series. Alright, so in the last episode, I sat here and we were starting on a farm. I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong, but I keep getting nothing but weeds. Like, literally nothing but weeds. I can plant seeds and be sitting here and they'll start to grow and then they turn to weeds. So I don't know. I I just don't know. So if you guys got anything for me that I might be doing wrong, let me know. Cause until then, this is why I don't farm. Cause I get nothing but weeds. Anyways, moving on. I made an epar apiary. Alright, so these things are actually kind of cool. What you do is when you're roaming around in the FTB Infinity World, you'll notice little beehives that are kind of strewn everywhere. Like in above ground, below ground. I believe you can find some in the nether as well. I haven't really looked all that much down there, but I believe you can find some in the nether as well. So anyways, what you do is, it's actually kind of a really long process just to make this apiary. That's how you say apiary. Basically what you need is, um, let's have a look here at forestry. So basically you have this apiary. So what you need for this apiary is um, some wood blocks and some wood slabs. You also need this thing that's called the impregnated casing. The impregnated casing is made with logs in the carpenter. Here's the part that's going to kind of hurt a little bit. You need seed oil. Depending on what you use will depend on what you get or how much you get. I'll take it. Ooh, hey, I got honeycomb. Nice. Anyways, honey, I'll come in handy later. Which you can get those from the beehives when you break them. Which you do actually have to have a specialty tool to break those, because if you just break them normally, that's just it. They're going to just break. So you have to have a thing called a scoop. Oh lordy, I forget how much stuff's in this. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Alright, so you have to have this thing here called a scoop. Pretty easy to make. One wool block and a bunch of sticks and you get a scoop. So when you first start out on this, what you want to do is you want to make this thing here called a squeezer. What this does is you put in seeds. They can, as far as I've seen, they can be any seed, any Minecraft seed. Some of the witchery seeds I saw worked, and they all give you pretty well about the same amount. So it will take you quite a bit to get up to what you need. Um, the 200 and some odd um, seed oil that you need to make the impregnated casing. So what you'll do is you'll take that seed oil and you'll put it into the carpenter, which is simple to make, just like everything, the other stuff. If I can find it real quick here, where are you? Oh, no. So okay, there you are. All right, so the carpenter and the squeezer both are pretty well made the same way. The only minor difference is with the squeezer, you'll use 10 bars instead of the bronze bars, but it still requires two glass and the sturdy casing, and the sturdy casing is just bronze bars in a circle like that. And voila, you have those. They do require power, so if you kind of like got what I got going on here, which is one thing you guys will get used to. I don't hide my stuff. I'll build around it. Um, Case in point, I'd actually built a quarry, and as you can see, I just kind of went with it, put it right here. It's been done for quite a while now, so I'll probably actually end up digging it up and placing it somewhere else, and along with all the piping as well. But anyways, so you do that, you get your seed oil, then you make the impregnated casing, and then from the with the impregnated casing, you take your wood blocks and your slabs and you make the apiary. And then you go out into the world and you find bees. Now, certain bees have certain requirements. So, like for instance, get my butt back up here, and maybe even get out my own door. So, um, for instance, you could sit here and look. If you have something, a little, I forget, the analyzer, yeah, the beealyzer, and it'll tell you, you know, the genome of it, how long it'll live, and all this other stuff. But you can sit here and look, and like with certain bees, they will not work um, in the cold. They won't work in extreme heat. So you gotta kind of be wary of where you place them, and um, make sure that you're putting the right bees in the right biomes. For here, she's kind of see like the attuned queen. Oh wow, she was a queen too. I didn't realize that. But like the attuned, the meadow. I don't remember. I think I just had an attuned princess in there a while ago, and she was working. Um, Another thing you gotta look for is they will not work at night. Period. If you sit here, come up here and look at night at these things, and it'll tell you a highlight level is required for operation. Operation is only possible during the daytime. So if you have these and you don't get stuck in your own farm, it's pretty well suggested that, you know, if you're going to get really hardcore into the bee part of this, then it's suggested that you sleep a lot, which we'll do here real quick. And by the time I get up there, they should already be working or actually done because they were almost done. And they are done. So we got two meadow drones out of this, a honeycomb, and we got my attuned queen pack. So we're going to slap her back in there, and you'll notice this little bar is filling up. Drone is consumed, in which you can put another drone in. It won't make any difference. You'll just keep him there until, you know, you re-put your queen or your princess back in. But yeah, that's the apiary. Pretty simple. Then you get some honey out of it. Uh, for the next part, and I already showed you the quarry, so um, this kind of goes with the quarry. I mean, it really doesn't. You can build this at any time. It's the quarry. There are two different kinds. There's the regular quarry, and then there is the ender quarry. Oh my god, I just forgot how to spell. Okay, QUA. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so you get two different types of quarries. You got the regular BC Builders quarry, and then you have the Ender quarry. Right now, I only built the BC quarry just for a simple fact that's actually, in comparison to the Ender quarry, it's really super cheap to make. You need 3 iron gears, 2 gold gears, redstone, a diamond pickaxe, and 2 diamond gears. These are going to be the super expensive part of this, just for a simple fact that in order to make these, you have to take gold gears and 4 diamonds on the outside, like you would be making a normal run-of-the-mill gear, and they'll give you a diamond gear. So you'll need at least 7 diamonds to make this quarry. Whereas if you look at the Ender quarry, you need the diamond pickaxe, you need 2 endothermic pumps, you need 2 ender cores, diamond edge computational matrix, and ender fused obsidian. This is going to be your expensive part just for a simple fact that you need a lot of these. Each one of these here requires at least 4 of these. In which you can see that each one of, or for every 4 of these that you make, you need an ender pearl. So they do get quite expensive really quickly. So for now, I'll just stick with this quarry, which they do about the same job. They basically cut a pretty good swath out of the land and dig all the way down to bedrock. And which you can kind of see, I've been down there and made a little stairway all the way down to the bottom. Which eventually I'll probably actually just start at like one of these sides and dig all the way down and just dig everything out there. But that kind of brings me back to here. And like I was saying beforehand, in the last video, kind of making my little septic tank thing here. This one's actually, yeah, this one's almost full. I mean, it's not really almost full because it goes from here to here. I believe it's 1 brick over here, and then all the way back, and you can see the rest of the tank's actually right here. So yeah, so you see that this is filling at, see, it's 13,915 right now, and it is up to 13,982. So there's a lot of space down there yet for it to actually fill up before it actually starts filling up into this area here. But yeah, still got the coal coke going, even though I don't really need it anymore. So I went ahead and made probably one of the most efficient yet kinda expensive things that you can build right now. And that is a nuclear reactor. Oh, look at her. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Okay, so this thing, Um, and for it being loaded with water, it's actually doing quite well. Um, it's producing 1400 RF per tick, which isn't too terribly bad for its size. I mean, it's keeping quite cool uh, for being cooled by water. This thing stores 10 million RF. And if I had stuff running right now, I'm sure that'd be like draining kind of crazily, but it's not, so I'm not worried about it. I haven't quite gotten everything built up to where I want it, but even with when I had the quarry running out here, it was still uh, keeping up pretty well with it. I mean, I don't think the bank actually went down below 9,999,000. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it that closely. But as you can see, I do have a little bit of. Oh, hey, look at that! It finally depleted a little. All right, so yeah, this does take uh, Eulorium to run. Eulorium or Plutonium, either one of those actually works. Um, so okay, so almost ran through the stack that I put in there, and even at that, that stack had went through, I don't know, probably about 2 3 hours before I'd actually shut the server down, and it was still pretty full. So, oh, you know where I put you. Where did I put? There you are. All right, so the reactor. The reactor is actually pretty fairly easy to make. Um, it's kind of expensive, but yet kind of cheap at the same time. Um, so the biggest thing you are going to need is this here graphite bar, which is easy to make. All it is coal. You run it through a furnace, run it through a redstone furnace, whatever you got, and you run coal through it, and it'll come out graphite bar. Pretty simple. Eulorium is probably going to be your most expensive part, just for simple fact that um, you gotta actually go out and find it, bring it back, smelt it. As always with everything, I suggest running it through your pulverizer first and then smelting it, because it doubles what you have. Like if you have 64 Eulorium, you run it through the processor, you're going to come out with 128. Or processor. Pulverizer. I don't know why I said process. Anyways, so, alright, so here's what you're going to need. For a very basic one, if you do a 3 by 3 by 3, you'll need at least one Eulorium rod. Pretty easy to make. Iron. Um, need 6 iron, 2 graphite bar, and 1 Eulorium ingot. And it gives you 1 rod. You need a reactor control. Uh, which is the reactor casing, 1 diamond, 1 redstone, 2 Eulorium ingots, and the reactor casing itself is 4 iron bar, 4 graphite bar, and 1 Eulorium bar. You'll actually need quite a bit of these, as you will need 9 for your bottom. You will need at least 4 for your casing sides, probably about 8. Then you will need at least 8 for your top as well. If I'm doing my math right, which I'm probably not, so don't quote me on that. But you'll need a lot of these. In the long run, you'll probably actually need pretty close to about 40, because each of these parts here actually takes reactor casing to make it. So you'll probably actually need pretty close to about 40 reactor casing. Your reactor control rod, which is 3 graphite bar, redstone, yellorium, and reactor casing. The reactor power tap, which you have to have if you ever hope to actually take power out of this, is the simplest one to make. 4 reactor casing, 4 redstone, done. Then you will need 2 reactor access ports. You need 2 of these because you have to have one to put your fuel in, and you have to have one to extract the waste from. But it's pretty simple. Chest, piston. Piston, of course, is iron, redstone, 4 blocks, and the wood. And that's it. Put those together with the reactor casings, and like I said, build 2 of them. You'll need them. Okay, so get back down there, throw this fuel in. Then at some point you will actually also need to have put that in. See, you can see how not empty it was. As I said there, put in a whole stack. It only took 3, and it's already filled back up. So, one of the other things you will have. Okay, so that's at 5. Let's see if I can find it real quick here. I don't think it pops up with this one. Yep, there it is. Another thing you'll want to have is this cyanide reprocessor. This is how you get your plutonium. So it's kind of pretty easy to make. I mean, it's 2 pistons, iron bar, the yellorium fuel rod, and 4 blocks with the redstone. You get the processor. It does take water to run, and you do have to have power. So I know some suggestion, like for me, I'll probably actually knock out this corner here for mine, and probably run like from here over to it, run my energy pipe, and then probably make like a little hole here, or well, no, I might actually make it easy on myself and put it over like, yeah, probably right here. I'll probably just run a pipe from there and actually put it right there, and then that way I can just, or maybe over here, that way I can just run a pipe down to it and put the energy to it and do it that way. But yeah, you see all my little craziness going on down here. I don't really hide anything. Oh crap. Could've thought of that one better. But yeah, that's basically all I've done for the time being, and I don't think I've made anything else new. Aside from this room over here that's probably only going to contain those 2 machines. Yes, I have. Oh, by the way, we lost the cow. I don't know if he actually went through the portal, which is pretty cool because I'm in the desert. Uh, yeah, I did that on purpose too. So, because at some point I think I'm going to need a lot of glass. So I just kept my portal here in the desert for the time being. Um, Plus, it's pretty close to a lot of stuff that I haven't explored yet. Ooh, little lag spike there. So I actually redid my Oreberry uh, farm, I guess you could call it. Um, as you can see, I'm stuck. Damn it, get out of there. I redid everything. I took the lights out. Everything else is now growing the way it should be growing. Some of these are actually on backwards, except for the stuff that doesn't actually have anything in it. But everything seems to be growing the way it's supposed to be with the lights kicked out. And that's about it. That's the only other thing that I can think of that I've done um, that has not been showed yet. Anything else? Nope, does not appear to be. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there and that in there. Now I know there's more you can do with the honeycombs because you can actually get honey and beeswax from them, but I haven't built a machine for it yet. And I probably won't for a couple more episodes because, quite frankly, I'm not really that much into the forestry part of it either. But yeah, we'll see what we can do in the next couple of days and see what we can do in the next couple of episodes. Da, 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 da. Yep, see. We got a common princess, common drone, and an attuned drone, and which go ahead and throw her in there, and she'll consume the meadow. And that's gonna be it. Oh yeah, I got a dragon rider on my head. Gotta love hats. Well, until then, leave me a like, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Both of those links will be in the description. Until next time, my friends, stay frosty.